An Afro-Korean medical romance. The crystal champagne flute feels like a weapon in my hand. Seoul's medical elite glitter around me in the Grand Hyatt ballroom. 1,200 of Korea's most powerful physicians, all dressed in black tie, all pretending they don't see me until they absolutely have to. My medical research gala, my achievement, my night, and I'm about to burn it all down. Dr. Okoye. Director Huang appears at my elbow. Smile tight as surgical sutures. Beautiful event. Your husband must be so proud. My husband. Currently across the room, laughing with a surgical resident whose lipstick shade I found on his collar last week. Actually, I hear myself say, I'm divorcing him. Her glass stops halfway to her lips. Excuse me? The words feel like jumping off a cliff. My marriage is over. Thought you should hear it from me before the rumors start. This is hardly appropriate. You're right. My hand trembles. The glass slips, crystal shattering against marble. The sound cuts through the ballroom like a scalpel through flesh. Every head turns. Min-jae's face goes white across the room. His mother's smile freezes into something horrified. And Dae-Hyun, my father-in-law, the hospital director, the man I've been falling for, looks at me with something between devastation and pride. I'm Dr. Zafara Okoye, I say into the sudden silence, voice steady despite my racing heart. And I don't need anyone's permission to tell my own truth. Let them stare. I've spent 8 years being invisible, but not tonight, because I'm about to finally step out of my shadow. 3 days earlier. Chapter 1. The Breaking Point. The attending physician is mansplaining my own procedure to me. I'm in the surgical observation gallery watching Dr. Kim Jae-sung butcher the technique I spent 3 years perfecting. Below, his hands fumble. The patient's BP drops. You see, Dr. Okoye. His voice crackles through the intercom with that particular Korean politeness that somehow manages to be more insulting than rudeness. The traditional approach requires patience. I understand in Nigeria, surgical culture might prioritize efficiency over thoroughness. I keep my voice neutral. Dr. Kim, the modified technique I published cuts bleeding by 43%. Recovery time drops by half. His hands pause. The resident's eyes widen. With respect, I trained under Director Seo, 15 years performing this surgery. And I revolutionized it in 3. Silence. Dangerous. The patient's BP dips another point. I think we're done here, unless you'd like to scrub in and demonstrate this revolutionary technique yourself? Trap. Happy to assist, if you'd benefit from a second set of hands. Won't be necessary. I'm quite capable. He doesn't look up. As I've been. For 15 years. I watch him finish. Adequately, with twice the blood loss. In 3 days, they'll page me at 2 a.m. for complications. I'll fix it quietly using the technique he rejected. He'll note, unexpected complications, successfully managed, with no mention of whose intervention saved the patient. I'll get nothing. Except more proof I'm useful in crisis, but not worthy of the primary case. I walk out before anyone can see my hands shaking. My phone buzzes. Min-jae. Dinner tonight. My parents' place, 7 p.m. Don't be late. Mother wants to discuss the gala seating. Not our parents. His parents. No, please. No, how was surgery? 8 years ago. Min-jae was different. Charming. Attentive. He pursued me during that Lagos conference, showing up at my presentations, taking me to dinner, looking at me like I was the most fascinating woman he'd ever met. That Min-jae evaporated the moment we landed at Incheon. Suddenly, I was a trophy. proof of how progressive his family was. His mother smiled with her mouth closed and cut with her eyes. Your hair looks so healthy. Must be all that oil you people use. Every insult wrapped in concern, delivered with a smile. And Minjae? He transformed into someone who introduced me as my wife. She's also a surgeon, like it was an afterthought. I type back. Can't make it? Emergency surgery. Lie. But lies come easier than truth these days. Minjae. Cancel it. Mother already made reservations. This is important. My thumb hovers. I can feel the old pattern pulling. Apologize, accommodate, reshape myself to fit their spaces. Me. I'm a surgeon. Patients come first. Give your mother my apologies. I turn my phone off before he can respond. Dr. Okoye. Turn. Dr. Seo Dae-Hyun stands 10 feet away, hands in his white coat pockets. 54, but timeless. The kind of aging that comes from stress and brilliance and too many years caring more about other people's lives than his own. Hospital director. My father-in-law. The man whose presence has become both comfort and complication. Director Seo. His eyes scan my face with surgical precision. Rough day? That obvious? Watch the gallery feed. You should have scrubbed in. And confirm everyone's suspicions that I'm some arrogant outsider who doesn't respect hierarchy? You're not an outsider. His voice is quiet, certain. You're one of the best surgeons in this hospital. The words hit differently coming from him. Dae-Hyun doesn't lie. Your son disagrees, thinks I'm only here because you pulled strings. His jaw tightens. Minjae's always struggled to recognize excellence when it makes him feel inadequate. There it is, that edge, the disappointment he tries to hide but can't. He's your son. He's also 36, still making decisions based on what'll disappoint me least instead of what he actually wants. His expression is unreadable. That's my failure, not his. First time I've heard him admit that. The air between us shifts, charges. Dae-Hyun, I say softly, using his given name without thinking. His eyes darken. Zafara. He's never said my name like that before. Like it means something. I should go, I whisper. Yeah, you should. He doesn't move. Neither do I. A monitor alarm down the hall shatters the moment. A nurse appears, waves us off. False alarm? When I look back, Dae-Hyun stepped away, professional distance restored. But his hands are clenched. Board meeting tomorrow, he says, voice carefully neutral. Your research expansion proposal. They're gonna fight you on budget. They always do. I'll support it. You always do. Something flickers in his expression. Someone has to. Not your son. Not anyone except you. He walks away, leaving me in that empty hallway with my heart doing things it has no business doing. 6 months ago, I didn't plan to fall for my father-in-law. It happened during an emergency surgery. Trauma case, motorcycle accident, liver laceration, patient coding on the table. I was assisting. Dae-Hyun was lead. Pressure's dropping, the anesthesiologist called out. My hands moved on instinct, reaching for the modified clamp technique I'd been developing. Faster, more precise. Dae-Hyun saw what I was doing. Our eyes met across the patient's open abdomen. Show me, he said. Not, what are you doing? Not, stick to protocol. Show me. His fingers steadied mine over the scalpel. Warm, certain. His breath close enough that I could feel it through my surgical mask. Like this. His voice low. Angle it. Yeah. Just like that. We moved in sync, his hands following my lead. The bleeding stopped. Pressure stabilized. "Where'd you learn this?" he asked after, in the scrub room, both of us peeling off bloodied gloves. "Developed it. Been working on it for 2 years." He looked at me then. Really looked. Not as his daughter-in-law. Not as some DEI hire his hospital made to look progressive. As a surgeon, an innovator, an equal. "It's brilliant," he said quietly. "You should publish. Your son thinks it's reckless, says I'm trying to reinvent the wheel to get attention." Dae-Hyun's expression hardened. My son's intimidated by people who are better than him. Doesn't make them wrong. That's when it started. That dangerous, reckless thing blooming in my chest. The feeling that maybe, just maybe, someone finally saw me. Now, I don't go to the family dinner. When I finally take a cab home around midnight, Seoul blurs past. Neon signs, couples walking hand in hand, a rhythm I've never quite learned to dance to. Min-jae's waiting in our Gangnam penthouse, still in his suit, whiskey in hand. Handsome as ever, golden son of Korean medical royalty, groomed since birth to take over an empire he never wanted. "You didn't come." "Told you. Had work. Called the hospital. No emergency surgery. Patient consultations ran late. You lied. I prioritized my work." He stands, anger simmering beneath that controlled expression. "Do you have any idea how humiliating? My mother kept asking where you were. Aunt Young soon made comments about foreign women not understanding family. Your aunt spent our entire wedding asking if Nigerian women naturally have rhythm. Your mother asked me last month if I was planning to lighten my skin before the gala photos. Said darker skin doesn't photograph well." I moved past him. She smiled while she said it. "You said nothing." His face flushes. "She didn't mean..." "How did she mean it then?" "She's from a different generation. She understands perfectly. Just doesn't care." I grab a water from the fridge. "And neither do you." He catches my arm. Not roughly, but firmly. "That's not fair. When's the last time you defended me? Told your mother her comments were inappropriate?" His hand drops. "You don't understand Korean family dynamics. I understand you maintain harmony, even when it means swallowing your dignity. I just don't agree that protecting people's feelings is worth the cost of my humanity." Silence settles. Heavy. Final. "My father asked about us today," Min-jae says, voice strange. "If everything was okay. If you were happy." My heart stutters. "What did you tell him?" "That everything was fine." He pours another whiskey. "But we both know that's a lie." I want to deny it, but I'm tired of lying. "Yeah," I say quietly. "We both know." When did it stop being real? Don't know. Slowly, then all at once. Was it ever real? The question hangs between us. "I think," I say slowly, "we were both in love with what the other person represented, not who we actually were." He turns. Real? Pain bleeding through his facade. "My father's in love with you." The words hit like a physical blow. "What?" "Don't pretend you don't know. I've watched it happen. For years. The way he looks at you, defends your research, talks about you like you're everything I'm not." His laugh is bitter. "I'm not even angry anymore. Just tired. Tired of competing with you for his respect. Tired of wondering if you stay because you love me or because it keeps you close to him." Min-jae, "You light up when you talk to him. Your whole face changes. The way you used to look at me in Lagos, that's how you look at him now." I want to deny it. The words won't come. because he's right. I'm staying at the hospital tonight, Min-jae says, grabbing his keys. We should talk, but not now. He walks out. I stand in that living room, surrounded by furniture I never chose, and feel nothing. No sadness, no regret, just relief. That's how I know it's over. I sit on the balcony for hours, 23rd floor, Seoul sprawling beneath me like a circuit board. My phone buzzes around 2 a.m. Unknown number. Board meetings at 9 a.m. Your proposal's agenda item 3. Reviewed your data. It's strong. Don't let them intimidate you. DH. Dae-Hyun. Texting from an unknown number because texting his daughter-in-law at 2 a.m. would raise questions. I stare at the message, my heart doing that dangerous, reckless thing. Me, thank you for believing in my work. 3 dots appear immediately. DH, easy to believe in work this good. Simple, professional. Except for the timestamp, the private number. Me, Min-jae knows. Dots appear, disappear, appear again. DH, knows what? Me, that I don't love him. Maybe never did. Not really. The dots stay for almost a minute. DH, that's on me. I raised a son who doesn't know how to see people, who learned from watching me that work matters more than relationships, made Min-jae into someone who can't love properly because I never showed him what love looks like. My throat tightens. Me. We all made choices. Min-jae chose to marry someone he didn't know. I said yes for the wrong reasons. You chose work over presence. We're all responsible. DH. Very diplomatic, very kind, very you. Something warm blooms in my chest. Me. What's that mean? DH. Means you give people grace they don't deserve, including me. Me. Maybe you deserve more grace than you think. DH. Or maybe you see the best in people because you're good, and I've been using that goodness to feel less guilty about wanting my son's wife. My breath catches. There it is. I should put the phone down. Protect what's left of boundaries. Me. And if I've been wanting you too? I send it before fear can override honesty. The dots appear, disappear, appear again, disappear. 5 minutes pass. 10, 15. No response. I sit on that balcony until dawn breaks over Seoul and understand what his silence means. He's terrified. Chapter 2. The Betrayal. The boardroom smells like expensive cologne and old money. I arrive 15 minutes early. Conference room overlooks Gangnam skyline. Light pours through the windows, sharp and unforgiving. I set my presentation materials on the table. Check the projector twice. Adjust my blazer. Navy blue, conservative cut, nothing they can criticize. This isn't about medical approval. My technique cleared clinical review months ago. This is about budget. Whether Hinul will fund the equipment, the training program, the expansion of my department, whether they'll invest in me. Dae-Hyun enters last, doesn't look at me, doesn't acknowledge me beyond the barest professional nod as he takes his seat at the head of the table. Not the man who texted me at 2 a.m. that he wanted his son's wife. Let's begin, Dae-Hyun says. Dr. Okoye, you have the floor. I launch into my presentation. Research data, success rates, cost-benefit analysis, video footage of my technique, my hands steady, transforming a 4-hour surgery into 90 minutes. The traditional hepatic resection hasn't changed in 30 years, I explain. My modified approach has fundamentally altered what's possible. Hospitals implementing this protocol see patient satisfaction increase 67%. Recovery times cut in half. Surgical complications drop 41%. I click to the budget slide. What I'm requesting is funding to expand my department, state-of-the-art equipment, dedicated training program for surgical residents, 3 additional staff positions. Dr. Huang raises her hand. Equipment costs are substantial, nearly 800 million won first year alone, offset within 18 months through reduced complication rates and shorter hospital stays. Financial projections are on page 12. Dr. Kwon leans back. Dr. Okoye, your enthusiasm's admirable, but Hanyul's built its reputation on traditional excellence. This level of investment in unproven expansion seems premature. The technique's proven. 3 years of data from other hospitals, not Korean patients in a Korean medical context. There it is. Not insufficient data. Not Korean patients in a Korean medical context. Translation: it came from you, and you're not Korean. This technique's been successfully implemented in Tokyo and Singapore. I say carefully. Similar surgical standards, similar patient demographics. Korean adjacent isn't Korean, Dr. Kwon says. I'm not convinced our patient population would respond identically. Patients respond to better outcomes. That's universal. With respect, Dr. Okoye, you're not Korean. Cultural factors in medicine, patient expectations, family involvement in care decisions, even pain tolerance, vary significantly. 8 years of practice here doesn't necessarily translate to understanding these nuances at an institutional investment level. Silence. Thick. Suffocating. Director Seo. Dr. Kwon turns to Dae-Hyun. What's your position on this level of financial commitment? Every eye shifts to the head of the table. Dae-Hyun looks at me for the first time. Something flickers behind his eyes. Regret. Calculation. Fear. Dr. Okoye's research is exemplary, he says quietly. Her technique represents significant advancement. Data's compelling. But, Dr. Huang prompts. But, Dae-Hyun continues, and my stomach drops. Dr. Kwon raises valid concerns about investment scale. 800 million won is substantial. Perhaps we should consider a more gradual approach. Fund essential equipment now, say 300 million won. Implement the technique with existing staff. After 6 months of documented outcomes with our patient population, we revisit full expansion. I stare at him. The betrayal hits like a physical blow. He's not supporting me. He's hedging, offering a compromise that sounds reasonable, but effectively guts my proposal. 6 more months operating without adequate resources. 6 more months proving myself. 6 more months being told my work needs more validation. Reasonable approach, Dr. Huang says. Agreed, Dr. Kwon adds. Supports Dr. Okoye's excellent work while maintaining fiscal responsibility. Dr. Okoye? Dae-Hyun's eyes meet mine. Your thoughts? What do I think? I think he just betrayed me. Chose institutional comfort over standing up for work he claims to believe in, just like everyone else. A phased approach is acceptable, I hear myself say. Excellent, Dae-Hyun says. All in favor? Every hand rises. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned. He stands and walks out without looking back. The other board members file out, satisfied with their compromise. I sit there alone, staring at 3 years of research, and realize something fundamental. Dae-Hyun isn't different from the others. He just has better reasons for his cowardice. When forced to choose between supporting me and protecting his legacy, he chose legacy. And in 3 days, at my own medical gala, I'll make my choice too. I find him in his office an hour later. Don't knock, just walk in. Dae-Hyun stands at the window, doesn't turn when I enter, but his shoulders tense. That was calculated. I say. Yes, you threw me under the bus to maintain harmony. I gave you a path forward. You gave me 6 more months proving myself to people who will never be satisfied. He turns finally. Face looks older, tired. You're angry. I'm clear. For the first time in months, I'm seeing clearly. Zafara, you told me last night you failed your son, that you chose work over relationships. Said it like it was past tense, like you'd learned. I step closer. But you haven't learned anything. You just did the exact same thing to me. I'm trying to protect. I don't need protection. I need support, real support, the kind that doesn't evaporate the second it becomes politically inconvenient. You don't understand the politics. I understand perfectly. You're terrified that if you push too hard, the board turns on you. Terrified that supporting a black female surgeon too vocally costs you the respect you spent 20 years building. That's not. Yes, it is. I'm shaking now. Don't pretend you were helping me. Don't insult my intelligence by calling cowardice strategy. What do you want from me? Raw. Desperate. I want you to admit you failed me today. That you chose your legacy over my career. I'm trying to navigate an impossible. No, you're trying to protect yourself. My voice cracks. I spent 8 years making myself smaller so other people could feel bigger. I'm done. Zafara, you don't see me. You see who you used to be, before grief turned you into a machine. I'm just a mirror reflecting your lost potential. That's not love. It's narcissism. His face goes pale. You think I'm using you? I think you're using the idea of me. The brilliant surgeon held back by an unjust system makes you feel righteous supporting me. But the moment that support costs you something real, you fold, just like you've been folding your whole life. If you believe that, you don't know me at all. You're right, I don't. I laugh bitterly. I was projecting, seeing the mentor who believed in me, the one person who saw past my skin color. We're both guilty. Seeing what we wanted instead of what was really there. So that's it? One disappointing board meeting and you've decided I'm irredeemable. It's not about the meeting. It's about the pattern. You failed your son by demanding perfection and offering nothing when he couldn't meet impossible standards. Failed your wife by burying yourself in work instead of grieving with her. And you just failed me. Dae-Hyun's hands clench into fists. You have no idea what it's like to build something from nothing. To finally have influence and watch it evaporate because you pushed too hard on the wrong issue. You're right, I don't. But I know what it's like to be sacrificed for someone else's comfort, and I'm done being collateral damage. What do you want from me? Desperate. Broken. I want you to be who you pretended to be, but you're not that person. Maybe never were. Zafara, I'm withdrawing my proposal. He goes very still. What? You heard me. I'm not spending 6 more months proving myself to a board that'll never fully fund my department. Not giving you another chance to sacrifice my career for institutional harmony. If you withdraw, you'll have nothing. I'll have my dignity. Tokyo General's been courting me for months. Full department head position, complete research budget, no committees questioning whether Japanese patients are too different from Korean ones. I pick up my bag. I'm resigning. My E7 visa ends when my employment here ends, which means I'm leaving Korea. His face goes white. You're leaving? The marriage is dead. My career here's stalled. My visa's tied to this hospital, Tokyo's offering me everything Seoul won't. I move toward the door. I'm choosing somewhere that actually wants me. What about us? Raw, unguarded, vulnerable. There is no us. Never was. Just two lonely people mistaking recognition for connection. I pause at the door. Goodbye, Director Seo. I'll submit my formal resignation by end of week. Zafara, wait. I walk out before the tears can fall, before I can second-guess the decision I just made. Each step feels like freedom and loss tangled together. I just quit my job, essentially ended my marriage, and burned bridges I can never rebuild. But for the first time in 8 years, I'm choosing myself. Chapter 3. The Aftermath. The resignation letter sits on my laptop screen, cursor blinking. Dr. Zafara Okoye, MD, fax. Senior Attending Surgeon, Hinel Medical Center. 3 lines that define me for 8 years. I click send. The whoosh feels like jumping off a cliff. My phone buzzes immediately. HR department, your resignation received. Standard notice period, 30 days per contract. Please contact us to discuss transition timeline. 30 days to pack up 8 years. Unless I negotiate early release, which would require Dae-Hyun's approval. I'm not asking him for anything. Min-jae's waiting at the apartment that evening. Standing in the living room with papers in hand, legal documents, I recognize the law firm's letterhead. Petition for divorce. Had my lawyer draw these up, he says quietly. Uncontested. Equal division of assets. No alimony. Clean break. I stare at my marriage, reduced to legal terminology. Heard you resigned. Tokyo General? Word travels fast. My father called an hour ago. He's devastated. Min-jae's laugh is hollow. Ironic, since he's the reason you're leaving. It's not just him. Yes, it is. He had a chance to support you. Chose wrong, like he always does. I sit on the cream-colored couch I never chose. Exhaustion settles into my bones. This isn't just about the board meeting, I say. It's about all of it. The marriage, the hospital, the constant feeling of not quite belonging anywhere. Min-jae sits across from me. For the first time in years, he actually looks at me. I'm sorry. For what? For bringing you here. Promising you'd be valued and then watching my family treat you like an exotic pet. For not standing up to my mother. For being so obsessed with my father's approval that I forgot to value the person I actually married. He leans forward. I'm sorry. I wasn't brave enough to love you the way you deserved. The apology hits differently than expected. Not devastating, just sad. I wasn't brave enough either, I admit. Said yes because you made me feel seen. But I was so desperate to belong. I convinced myself. Infatuation was love. We were both playing roles, Min-jae says. You were the exotic wife, proving I was progressive. I was the successful husband, giving you access to Seoul's elite. We were useful to each other, but never really partners. No, we weren't. He gestures to the papers. I won't fight you on anything. I pick them up, flip through. Everything's fair, reasonable. I'll sign them. We sit in silence, not comfortable, but not hostile. Just 2 people acknowledging the end. Will you be happy? Min-jae asks. In Tokyo? I don't know, but I'll be free. He nods, stands. I'll move out this week. Min-jae? He turns. I hope you find someone who sees you. The real you, not the version your father wanted. His smile is sad. Hope you find that too. Though something tells me you already did. Just chose the wrong Seo. He walks out. I sign the papers immediately. Black ink on white paper. Dr. Zafara Okoye, not Mrs. Seo Minjae, just me. I negotiate my departure with HR directly, 2 weeks instead of 30, forfeiting my final paycheck to avoid asking Dae-Hyun for approval. The hospital throws a goodbye reception on my last day. I wear emerald green, bold, unapologetically bright. Nothing neutral or designed to blend in. I'm done blending. The reception hall is crowded. Colleagues offer hollow congratulations. Board members shake my hand with tight smiles, probably relieved I'm leaving. Dr. Huang approaches with champagne and guilt. I'm sorry about the board meeting. But you didn't support me, I say simply. And now I'm leaving. Hopefully the next innovator will be Korean enough for your comfort. Her face flushes. She walks away. I feel someone's eyes on me. Turn. Dae-Hyun stands across the room, watching me with hollow, haunted eyes. He moves toward me. I turn away. Zafara. I can't avoid him forever. Director Seo. The formality makes him flinch. Can we talk? Privately? Don't think that's appropriate. Please. The desperation almost breaks me. 5 minutes. We step onto the balcony, 20 floors up, Seoul glittering beneath us. I was wrong, Dae-Hyun says without preamble. About the board meeting, prioritizing politics over your work. Failing you. He turns to face me. You were right about everything. I'm a coward. I sacrifice people to protect my legacy, destroy relationships because I can't handle vulnerability. Failed my son, my wife, and now you. Awareness doesn't fix it. No, doesn't. But it's a start. He moves closer. I've spent 2 weeks thinking about what you said, how I use perfection as a shield, how I turned you into a project instead of seeing you as a person. Dae-Hyun, I'm in love with you. The words crash between us. Not the idea of you, not the project. You. The woman who fights for her patients, even when it costs everything. Who speaks 3 languages, but still stumbles over honorifics when nervous. Who's brilliant and stubborn and terrifyingly brave in ways I stopped being decades ago. My breath catches. You don't get to do this now. I know the timing's selfish and unfair and 2 weeks too late, but I needed you to know before you go. His voice cracks. I love you, and I'm sorry I wasn't brave enough to choose you when it mattered. Tears burn my eyes. What do you want me to say? Nothing. I'm not asking for anything. Just wanted you to know that someone saw you, really saw you, and that person fell in love. That person also betrayed me. Yes, he did. And he'll regret it for the rest of his life. We stand in silence. The city hums below. I felt it too, I whisper. That night during the surgery, the texts, every moment we pretended was professional. I felt all of it. But it's not enough. Feeling something doesn't make it right, doesn't erase the hurt or fix broken trust or change the fact that you chose wrong when I needed you most. I wipe my eyes. I'm leaving in 2 days, starting over, and you'll be here, running your hospital, maintaining your legacy. What if I came with you? I stare at him. What? What if I resigned, walked away from Hanul, came to Tokyo? You'd hate it, resent me for costing you everything you built. Eventually, you'd blame me. I shake my head. I don't want you to save me. And I don't want to be responsible for saving you. Then what do you want? I want you to fix your relationship with your son. Stop using work to avoid grief. Learn how to be vulnerable without needing a project to justify it. I touch his face. Once, briefly. I want you to become the man you pretended to be. Not for me. For yourself. He catches my hand, holds it against his cheek, eyes close. And if I do? If I become that person, would there be a chance? I don't know, I say honestly. Maybe in another life, where we met as equals instead of father-in-law and daughter-in-law. So, this is goodbye. This is goodbye. He kisses my palm, gentle, devastating, final, then releases my hand and steps back. Be extraordinary in Tokyo. Not for them, for yourself. I will. I walk back inside, leaving him on that balcony with his regrets. And I don't look back. The gala. Present. The silence after the glass shatters feels eternal. Then the whispers start. A rustle through 1,200 guests like wind through trees. Min-jae's mother stands frozen, champagne glass suspended mid-air, face a mask of horror. Beside her, his aunt whispers furiously to the woman next to her. Min-jae himself hasn't moved, just stares at me across the ballroom with something that looks almost like relief. And Dae-Hyun. He's walking toward me, through the crowd, past the stairs, past his colleagues and the board members, and everyone who's suddenly very interested in the spectacle of the black surgeon who just announced her divorce at her own gala. Zafara, he says quietly when he reaches me. Just my name, nothing else. Director Seo. I keep my voice level, professional, even though my heart's racing. That was brave. That was stupid. Sometimes they're the same thing. His eyes search mine. Are you okay? Ask me tomorrow. Dr. Huang appears at Dae-Hyun's elbow, face tight with concern that's probably more about optics than actual care. Director Seo, perhaps we should give us a moment, Dae-Hyun says without looking at her. She hesitates, then retreats. We stand there in the eye of the storm, everyone watching. Nobody quite brave enough to approach. I meant what I said, Dae-Hyun says quietly. On the balcony. All of it. I know. But you're still leaving. I'm still leaving. He nods slowly. Then let them stare. You earned this night. Your research, your achievement. Don't let them take that from you. They already tried. And you didn't let them. He steps back, creates professional distance again, but his eyes hold mine. Be extraordinary, Zafara. You already are, but be it somewhere that deserves you. He walks away before I can respond. Min-jae approaches next. His mother tries to follow, but he holds up a hand, stops her. That was quite an announcement, he says when he reaches me. Seemed appropriate. Mother's going to have a stroke. Your mother will survive. She always does. He almost smiles. You know this means war, right? She'll tell everyone you're unstable, that you humiliated the family. Let her. I'm leaving in 2 days anyway. To Tokyo. To freedom. He looks at me for a long moment. I really did love you. In Lagos. Before everything got complicated. I know. I loved you too. The version of you I thought you were. We fucked this up pretty spectacularly, didn't we? Yeah, we did. He extends his hand. Formal. Final. Good luck, Zafara. I mean that. I shake it. Good luck, Min-jae. Find yourself. Not who your father wants. Not who your mother demands. Just you. Working on it. He walks away. I stand alone in the center of the ballroom. Champagne glass shattered at my feet. 1,200 of Seoul's medical elites staring. And for the first time in 8 years, I feel completely, perfectly free. Chiarkuri. Epilogue. 6 months later, I stand in my new office at Tokyo General Hospital. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city. My diplomas hang on the wall, same credentials, different respect. Research papers with my name in bold font, beside colleagues who value my mind without questioning my presence. My phone buzzes. Dr. Yamamoto, board approved your new protocol. Full implementation. Congratulations, Dr. Okoye. No committees, no cultural context concerns, no 6-month pilot programs, just recognition. Another message appears. Unknown number. Saw your latest publication. Congratulations. You're changing lives. DH. I stare at it. 6 months of silence, and now this. My thumb hovers over the keyboard. I could delete it. Move on. Leave that chapter closed. But something makes me type back. Me. Thanks. How are you? 3 dots appear. Immediately. DH. Resigned from Honolulu last month. Started teaching at the university. Fewer hours. More time for things that matter. My heart stutters. DH. Also talking to Min Jae again. Actually talking. It's uncomfortable and overdue and necessary. DH. You were right. About all of it. I needed to fix myself before I could fix anything else. I read his messages 3 times. Me. I'm proud of you. DH. I'm trying to become the man I should have been. Not for redemption, not for you. For me. But also, maybe a little for you. Me. Dae-Hyun. DH. I'm not asking for anything. Just wanted you to know. You changed my life, Zafara. Even if I was too much of a coward to appreciate it when it mattered. I sit at my desk. Tokyo sprawling before me, and feel something shift. Not forgiveness, not yet, but possibility. Me. I'm in Tokyo until at least next year. After that, who knows? DH. I'm here, working on myself, becoming someone worthy of a second chance, if you ever decide to give one. Me. Maybe. Someday. When we're both ready. DH. I'll wait. I set my phone down and look out at the city. New skyline, new possibilities, new chapter. I walked away from everything I built in Seoul, chose myself over comfort, dignity over acceptance, freedom over belonging, and maybe, eventually, I'll find my way back to the man who finally learned to see me. But not yet. For now, I'm exactly where I need to be. The end. Should Zafara give Dae-Hyun a second chance? Drop your thoughts below. And if you're Team Tokyo or Team Seoul, let me know. New story drops Sunday.